the 3 reasons you get rejected in business and maybe in life. You see, communication is an art. Now, it could also be a science, but I'm not a scientist, so I'm going to go with art. And being that it's an art, there is an art to how we communicate. And I know that 85% of our success in business is determined by our ability to communicate effectively with others. So let's start with how we listen to people. When you're face to face with someone, you face them while you're listening. You don't stare into their eyes, but you look at their eyes. While you're looking at them, you might look at their ear, maybe look back at their eyes, look at their other ear. You don't want to be looking around the room like that, because then they'll think, gosh, they're not interested. The other key about how we listen to others is how we stand. If you're really interested in somebody, you stand face to face. You don't stand like this, because when you stand like this talking to somebody, that says subconsciously, I'm open for someone else to come into the conversation. I'm not that interested in what you're saying. Just watch some politicians. They're really good at this. They've studied it. Here's what I know. In a virtual world that we're in today, everything is right here in this box. So what you're doing when you're looking at me, you are magnified on, is my necklace straight? How is she standing? Virtually, you don't want to be doing this. You don't want to be going in and out of the screen. You want to be focused on them. So when you're listening, and I think this is another really good component to listening, don't be compelled to talk. Don't be compelled to talk. If you feel like you need to talk, keep a bottle or a glass of water, or when you're on a presentation, ask for one. And when you ask a question, start drinking. That gives them time to think and respond. People need to know they're being heard. So part of good listening is knowing what to say when we're done listening. And that's step 2, how we speak to people. Do you ask questions, or do you simply start talking and make statements about yourself? When they say something, you repeat what they've said, acknowledge it, and then ask another question. So you're moving to California. Good for you. So tell me, and then you go into the next question. See, I affirmed their right to have the opinion. I didn't say they were right. It's like if somebody says, well, I'm getting a divorce, that's why I'm selling my house. You're getting a divorce, terrific. Not a good response. So think about what you're going to say. It's not always wonderful or great. It could be ouch or interesting. Think about repeating what they've said, affirming them, interesting, terrific, wonderful, great, ouch, and then ask another question. We never ask enough questions. When I was practicing full-time and had a team, I did monthly mentor interviews. I created a list of questions. I would invite CEOs from the major corporations in my town, the heads of the major churches, the mayor, county judge, people in high charitable situations, people that were running important businesses, multi-million-dollar, multi-billion-dollar businesses. And I would ask them questions. What did they do before? How did they get here? What was the biggest challenge they had? What's the book they're reading right now? What's their favorite book? I didn't talk about my business. I asked about their business. I learned more about building a team, being a great CEO, and building wealth by talking to people who've done it and asking them questions. Think about that when you're speaking to people. Set a goal to make every person you speak to feel special. Set a goal to know more about them when you're done than they know about you. And the third thing with great communication is body language. So think about this when you're talking to someone. Your body language, even on the phone, will let people hear how you're being. I am sure that our face tells everything. Someone said to me once, you should never play poker because you can see everything on your face. And that's true for a lot of people. So think about this. When you are meeting someone for the first time, face to face or on Zoom, smile. A smile immediately goes to the subconscious of the person you're looking at, and it makes them feel confident. It makes them feel good. Start everything with a smile. And then secondly, keep your face neutral. Don't let what you might be thinking come across on your face. So smile in the beginning and keep a neutral face. The other thing, don't stand with your arms crossed. Read a book on body language so you'll understand what it means. Open arms, palms up, says to the subconscious mind, I'm interested in what you have to say. You know, I did some research on the most common body language mistakes that people make. Leaning back in their chair. Leaning back in their chair says, I'm resisting what you're saying. So if you're leaning back in your chair, the client thinks you're resisting them. Not making eye contact. It says, I'm uncomfortable being around you and I may not trust you. How about too much eye contact? Too much eye contact is a sign of aggression. It only takes one person to better communicate. It only takes one person to start that change of positive communication. Remember the 3 ideas that I shared with you today. Implement the affirmations and make it an amazing and powerful day.